It happens to us all at some point. We get sick. And if not us, someone in our family or in our care. And if feeling under the weather weren't bad enough, things only get worse when you have to figure out what to cook and feed yourself. Thankfully, there are quite a few recipes out there that can help get you revived in no time. And today I'm going to share 5 of my favorites with you. Even better, these recipes are easy, fast, and really inexpensive. They're convenient to make at any time, but truly shine on those days when you'd rather just crawl back into bed. Let's get you on the road to recovery with my 5 easy to make and easy to eat recipes for when you're feeling under the weather. Hello and welcome to I Want to Cook. My name is Chef Matt and this channel is all about helping you be a better cook. Now, knowing how to cook is an essential skill to have, period, but it's especially important on those days when you're feeling sick. During those times, a lot of us, we just resort to takeout food or opening a can of whatever we have in the cupboard. The following 5 recipes are superior, with some of them coming together even faster than the fastest delivery driver, and all of them having the flexibility to be tailored to your taste and dietary needs. And unlike something from a greasy drive-thru or that sodium-laden can of soup, all of these are easy on your stomach, something that's, especially important when you're sick. After all, the last thing you want when you're sick is to get even sicker from your food. Finally, all 5 of these recipes are really inexpensive to make. I'm talking just a few dollars to feed yourself and your family, so they're really ideal to be made anytime. Finally, I should note that I went to culinary school, not medical school. So if you think you need to see a doctor, or maybe your spouse is urging you to, then go see a doctor. I want you well, not sick. The first recipe is probably exactly what you think, but also probably not. I call it instant soup, but not instant as in out of a can or out of a packet. Leave that sodium-filled junk or powdered mess on the store shelves. We're using an Instant Pot or other electric pressure cooker to make these soups. And while it's admittedly not quite as fast as popping open a can, it doesn't take much more effort, and with this soup you get to choose the exact ingredients that you want and you can make a lot of it. Soup has long been a comfort food for when you're sick, and you can make just about any kind you want in an Instant Pot. Literally all you need to do are throw water and the ingredients of your choice into the pot and press a button. On some Instant Pot models, it's literally one button that says soup. Of course, chicken soup is a classic meal when you're sick, and it's such a vital and important recipe that I made an entire video on it. Link in the description below. But the gist is, throw some skinless pieces of chicken into the pot along with aromatics like carrots, celery, onion, and garlic, along with some salt and pepper. Press that soup button, do a natural pressure release, and next thing you know, you have homemade chicken soup that is worlds better than the canned stuff. Instant Pot vegetable soup is another one of my favorites and a fantastic option for vegetarians and vegans alike. Simply dump a 28-ounce can of diced or whole tomatoes into the pot with their juice, then add another can's worth of water. Here again, add carrots, onions, celery, and any veggies of your choice, along with some salt, pepper, and other seasonings that you might like. Put the lid on, press the soup button, and voila! Homemade vegetable soup that's absolutely amazing. What's great about making soup in an Instant Pot is that the pot does the majority of the work. You don't have to stir anything over a stove. Maybe get some rest while the soup cooks and awake to the aroma of fresh, homemade soup. A simple bowl of steamed rice and maybe some vegetables is another great meal for when you're feeling sick. especially if that sickness involves some stomach issues. And here again, we're going to use an appliance to make it easier on ourselves. In this case, a rice cooker. You can, of course, make rice in an Instant Pot, but I like a rice cooker for another reason. You can steam vegetables as the rice cooks. Yeah, you know that tray your rice cooker came with? That's what it's for. Simply add the rice you want to the pot, along with the water, and your choice of cut up vegetables to that tray. Here I've got some carrots and broccoli. Hit the button to cook, and in about half an hour, you'll have perfectly steamed rice along with vegetables. When I was sick as a kid, my mom would always make me cream of wheat, and I instantly seemed to feel better. Well, cream of wheat is simply a type of porridge or gruel, the difference between the two being consistency. Porridge is a bit thicker and gruel is thinner. In fact, I made a whole video on gruel, and I'll link to that in the description below. Now, both porridge and gruel have been served to the ailing for eons, and they're very easy on your stomach. In fact, with gruel, you can drink it out of a mug. And gruel can be made from more than just wheat. You can use a variety of grains, anything from cornmeal and oats to ground up rice. Now, I'm gluten-free these days, so I use those other grains, and they work out really well, and gruel and porridge are really fast to make. For oat or rice-based gruel or porridge, all I do is put either grain in the blender and whiz until it's finely ground. No matter what grain you're using though, all you have to do to make gruel or porridge is add as much or as little of the grain to boiling water to get the consistency you like. And like rice, gruel and porridge are really easy on the stomach, and they can be tailored to your liking. Maybe add some sugar or even a little bit of cinnamon if you want. Here's another antiquated recipe that still works well today. In fact, you could call milk toast the precursor to today's cereal. To make milk toast, simply toast bread, again, totally your choice here, then butter it up, and if you want, add some cinnamon and sugar. While the bread is toasting, heat some milk to a simmer. This can be done on the stove or even in the microwave. Now, simply pour the hot milk over the toast. The toast can be served whole or cut up into pieces. See, it's like primordial cereal. But in this one, you know what all the ingredients are. Finally, here's another feel-good recipe that's so easy to make, you do it in a microwave. Flaxmeal crepes or flaxmeal wraps, whatever you want to call them, they come together really fast. Here's how. To make the batter, simply combine flaxmeal, baking powder, salt, egg, and some vegetable oil or coconut oil along with some water. You can also add a pinch of sugar or cinnamon for sweetness, or if you want something savory, some onion or garlic powder. Now simply grease a microwave-safe plate with some of that coconut oil or non-stick spray, pour in the batter, and microwave for 90 seconds or until the wrap has solidified. Let it cool for a few minutes, and then take it off the plate with a spatula. You now have a flaxmeal crepe or a wrap. If using as a wrap, you can fill it with other nutrient-dense foods like cottage cheese or peanut butter. So there you go, those are 5 quick and easy recipes for when you're feeling under the weather. I hope you give these a try next time you're feeling sick, and I hope they get you on the road to recovery really quick. But now I want to hear from you. What are some of your favorite recipes to make, well, when you're illin'? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, trivia time. Last week I asked you to identify this strange looking device, and several of you knew exactly what this is. This is, of course, a strawberry huller. This is used to take those stems off those lovely berries. Congratulations to everybody who knew that this is a strawberry huller. For this week's culinary trivia, I've got a term for you. This is the term for a reaction that is associated with the browning of food or caramelization. It has a very distinct name. If you know what it is or you have a guess, put it in the comments below and I will of course let you know the correct answer in the next video. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Until next time, I hope you want to cook.